Hey guys, welcome to my basic TRX workout. We're going to start off with setup. Here you can see I've used wall mounts that are screwed into my ceiling beams for a secure workout. This is the setup of the TRX, so how to adjust the levels on the TRX strap. You're going to grab the yellow strap on the sling and push down on that little black tab or adjuster that you see. And by just kind of pulling apart on that strap and pushing down, you should be able to manipulate your sling. All different levels, and we're going to talk about that. Play around with it a little bit so that you get comfortable. Here's that kind of fully lengthened TRX or sling length. I'm going to adjust again by pulling on the tab and adjuster. And I'm going to adjust it to the mid-distance or mid-calf length. And that's where a lot of the TRX movements take place. So that's kind of the safe adjustment to go to. And here I've got it at the fully shortened level. So we're going to use that a little bit today as well too, so you'll get some practice. All right, let's get after it. Bring it on down to that mid-calf or that mid-distance level, so it should end somewhere around your calf. Give it a quick check to make sure it fits you. And let's get going. We're going to start with upper body. Just remember that whenever you're using the sling, to make it easier, step away from the attachment, and to make it harder, step towards the attachment. This is the basic TRX chest press or push-up. You want to keep your weight centered on your forefoot. Breathe evenly, keep your trunk and diaphragm closed, and really reach your chest through your hands. This is going to give you a deeper range of motion than a floor push-up would. It's really effective, and it's safe for everyone to try, so at all levels you can give this TRX chest press a try. Don't be afraid to adjust your footing as you need to make it easier or harder. We're going all the way to 12 here. Perfect work. Flip around. We're going to do the TRX row. You're going to have an overhand grip here. Keep your weight centered on your heels. Face the TRX strap and begin pulling yourself up and down at a smooth tempo. The trick is to keep that core and glute engaged and to keep an even tempo. Make sure to lower down at the same pace that you pull yourself up at. We're going to 12 here as well. It may help you to remember to pull your toes up towards the ceiling and keep your eyes on that TRX attachment point. Looks great. Good work, guys. Next, we're going to do a bicep curl. So now you're going to have an underhand grip there that I just showed you. We don't want to pull the elbows down. We want to keep the elbows up and drive through. Like you're curling your body weight, which is essentially what we're doing here. The TRX is using our body weight as our resistance. So keep the elbows up and curl yourself to the standing position. Think about bringing your wrists to your ears while keeping your elbows in line with your shoulders. Glutes tight, trunk engaged, weight rooted in your heels. Going to 12. Smooth tempo. Don't forget to breathe evenly. Great job. We're going to flip over again. Same position you were in for that chest press, except we're going to take a small step forward and keep the elbows up for a TRX, Triceps Extension. So you want the elbows kind of in your peripheral vision, and you want to keep those elbows in. You should almost be able to see your elbows for this entire movement. You're going to bring your wrists back, like you're reaching them as far back as you can towards your upper back. Keep the core tight. You don't want to push your butt out on this one. Don't be afraid to go slow. It is a tricky movement, so take your time. Pause the video if you need to, so you can get the hang of this TRX Triceps Extension. Going to 12 here, nice and smooth. It's a lot like that push-up, except the elbows are in a different location. Great work. We're going to bring you back over onto the heels for a TRX T-pull. So you're going to have a neutral grip. Here I'm showing level 1. So your one leg is just back like a kickstand, doesn't matter which. And you can push on that foot to help pull you up. Really all you're doing is pulling the handles apart, and that's how you're pulling yourself up. You want to keep a really minimal bend in your elbow. And if that feels okay, you can take that kickstand out and go into level 2, which is just the full TRX T-pull. A soft elbow is okay, but we want to make sure we keep just at the most like a 10-degree bend in the elbow. You're really targeting the upper back here, so really hone into that. TRX T-pull, and we're going to 12 here. Nice and smooth on the way up and down. You'll end in that standing position each time. Great work. Want to make sure that trunk is really engaged, and again, you don't want to open that diaphragm there like I was showing. So if you did that, don't be afraid to pause the video, go back, and keep that diaphragm closed. All right, we're going to shorten up those sling straps again. So if you need to pause the video so you have time to do that, that's fine. Again, grab those tabs, hold on to the adjuster, and bring it up to the shortened version. Let's work the legs. Here we're going to do a TRX basic squat. Make sure you're in the right position here in terms of setting yourself up. Drop the hips, extend the arms, drive through the heels as you stand up. Again, you can step forward or backwards so that your positioning fits you. Keep the eyes up on that adjustment strap. Right there on the mount, very good. Shoulders over hips, knees over ankles. That TRX is really gonna help you get down into that low squat position. Next, we're gonna try level 2, which is a single leg squat. We're only gonna do 6 per side. If you don't feel comfortable with this, go back to the basic squat that we showed level 1. It's the same exact thing, but you've got one leg straight extended out in front of you. Sit low, extend the arms, drop the hips. Keep that trunk engaged. We're only gonna do 6 per side. Switch it up. Smooth tempo. Think about keeping that spine neutral here. You might be getting tired. Great job. Up next, we have a lateral lunge, so make sure you have space cleared side to side. Big step out. The inside leg is going to stay straight, so you'll feel a nice stretch there. The outside foot, make sure you're pointing that toe straight ahead, so your toe should be pointing the same direction. All the weight goes to that outside leg. Arms extend as you sit. Okay, make sure you're really stretching out that inside leg. 12 alternating lateral lunges. Think about your posture. Use that sling to help you. Okay, you'll want to drop the hips as you extend the arms. Maximize that range of motion. Great job. TRX lunge comes next. Here's level 1. The sling is actually going to assist you on this. Step back as you extend your arms into a lunge. Think about stacking your joints, shoulders over hips over knee. Level 2, we're just going to float the back foot instead of planting it on the floor, and we're going to pull it through to balance at the top. I'm going to show 6 of each form, so don't be afraid to stop at the one that feels right for you. Let's try the other side. Level 2. It might be helpful for you to think about your breathing here to help time your movements. Inhale and exhale as you move up and down. Keep that trunk engaged. Strong posture. Now here's a third variation. This is the Curtsy Lunge Variation. So if you felt comfortable with level 2, try 6 of these curtsy lunges. Instead of floating the foot back, you're gonna go back and to the side. Try to stretch as far away as you can from the attachment point while maintaining great posture. 6 per side. Again, if you don't feel comfortable with the curtsy lunge, keep it at the assisted. This is just kind of changing that plane of motion we're reaching into. Reach across to the side. Very good. Awesome work. Here's the TRX squat jump. So give 12 of these a try, hands nice and light. It's a mini half squat up to an explosive vertical jump. If you're not okay to do power movements here, just go back to the basic squat and give those another try. So 12 power squat jumps. All right, let's go ahead and bring those TRX reps down. Back to that mid-calf level or mid-distance length. Great job. Hop on down to the floor. We're gonna do a couple floor movements. We're gonna put our foot into the sling straps. Now I'm barefoot, so if you have shoes on, you might actually have an easier time keeping the feet in there. We want the feet to align right underneath the mount or the attachment point, and the hips to be right below the knees. So knees over hips, feet under strap, and we're just gonna drive the hips here. So a TRX glute bridge. Try to avoid extending your legs as you do this movement. You wanna keep the same bend at your knees as you extend the hips. 12 TRX hip ups or hip extension. Great for the core and glutes. This is advanced, so if you feel this in any weird places, just drop the feet out of the straps and do this on the ground. Next, we're gonna elevate our hips. Legs are straight, toes are up. And we're just called a Gator Chomp. So this one's really great for our posture, but it's gonna engage our core and glutes while we're active. So you're working your glutes and your core for endurance while working on posture up top. So really great for the spine, really great for the legs and core. We're gonna do 12 total. Just try to stay rigid through your trunk as you work the upper body. Great job. Last one for the legs, we're gonna do the TRX hamstring curl. We're only gonna do 6 at a time here. It's pretty tough. Drive the hips as you pull your heels in, like you're scraping something off your heel. Drive those hips. Take a break after 6. Stop at 6 if you need to. Stop at 3 if you need to. Here we go, 6 more. Core is tight. Driving the hips, keeping those hips off the ground, scraping those heels towards the butt. Those take some practice, so don't be afraid to give them another try if you need to. Okay, here's the core set. So we're gonna put the feet into the straps. That's a little tricky. You can do that while on your back if you need to. This is just been the simplest way for me. We're just gonna do a simple plank. Arms are extended. You can do a forearm plank here. I just want to show you the basic plank with the feet in the straps. Much harder than on the floor. So we're only going to hold this for 20 seconds today. If you feel like that's fine, you can obviously stop, pause this video, and do it for 30, 45, or 60 seconds. That's totally fine. That's just the simple TRX elevated plank. Here's the TRX mountain climber. So you're holding the plank position on the hands and slowly drawing one knee in at a time. Be intentional about keeping those hips flat and not rolling side to side. You also don't want to lift the hips at all. The TRX should stay nice and smooth and not saw or wobble around. 12 total there. Awesome job. Take a quick breather. Rest is important so that you're able to keep giving me that great effort and form. Form always comes first. Here's the TRX kick out or plank jack. Some of you might know it as that. Plank position on the hands, and you're just gonna kick those legs out with control to the side. You'll feel this in the glutes and the core. Go into 12. Awesome job. All right, we're gonna bring it up to the standing position again. A few more exercises. We're gonna stack the handles together and place it on top of our head. Don't close your elbows. Keep those elbows open. This is the TRX hip drop. So we're gonna push the hip out and use our obliques to pull us back to the start position. Nice and smooth, elbows out. Keep the handle on top of the head. Now the foot position is everything, and we'll talk about that again in a minute here. But you can adjust this to make it easier or harder. You can also extend the arms. There you go, adjust the feet as needed. And that's gonna make the exercise a lot harder as well. If you have any shoulder issues, you shouldn't be doing that extended version, or any low back issues. This is, again, exactly targeting those obliques. That's where you should feel that nice little pinch as you tone the obliques in that lateral plane of movement. 12 total. Let's try the other side. Again, stack the handles on top of each other and place it right on top of your head. Elbows out, adjust the feet, drop the hip. Try to find your obliques there. Avoid rotating. Keep this lateral or side to side. Drop the hip to the side. No rotations here through the hip. Nice and smooth. Extend the arms if you'd like. We're doing 12 total. I'm demonstrating 6 of each. Keep those arms up, glutes tight. Great job. If you get tired and feel yourself rotating there, just take a quick break. Awesome. Next one's designed for rotation here, as that one was lateral. Let's work the rotational stuff. Feet shoulder width apart, and you're gonna keep your arms straight as you pull the handles over your shoulder. It's really a funky movement here. It's kind of a golf swing type movement. So imagine that if it helps. Arms stay straight. You're just pulling the straps with straight arms over your shoulder from side to side. Rotate, golf swing drill. Soft elbows okay, but you really want to try to stay as extended as possible. Dig those heels in, control the way back down, work the rotation. Great for your spine. This is a tough one. Don't be afraid to pause the video if you need to. Great job. Let's do some stretches now. This one's similar to child's pose if you've done yoga. I'm just gonna stretch out the lats, stretch out the low back. You can turn to the side and get a focused stretch on one side of your body. Try again in the center and a little stretch to the side. Great for your spine and low back. Next, we're going to cross one leg over the other, figure 4 stretch. Great for the piriformis and hips. If you can't get into this position, that's fine. You can actually do a similar movement seated on the ground. TRX is just helping keep that posture up. Nice deep breathing here as you stretch out. And we're going to finish with a chest opening stretch here. Everyone's flexibility is different, so find a spot where you can feel that stretch. Make sure you always have one foot in front of the other though. A lot of times people go into this stretch and just fall forward, and that can be a little scary. So make sure you step into where you can feel a good chest stretch. Open up that chest, take a couple deep breaths. Adjust until you feel a good stretch, a healthy stretch, and relax. Thanks for joining, you guys. Great job.